Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Uh-oh, what did I just do? Oh, Lordy. Wait. Go back. There we go. Um, okay, I just wanted to turn that sound down. Okay, let me see. I think you can hear me okay. Just did it again. Hey, Lydia Washington, Adrian Burrow, um, Blue Draws. And let's see who else is here. Also, I don't know what happened to Love Wins movement. Looks like they're not able to get on again. And I did what I could do on my end, but I guess I'll try to figure out something else. I'm sorry that happened. Um, okay, let me see. Well, why don't we just get started? I got the troll spray on. I hope. Yes, I think so. I think we're good. Oh, slides. That's what I need. Slides. Okay. Okay, slides coming up. Hmm. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Slides are up. Very cool. So William got a fake honor, faking that we already knew this was coming, but they decided to pretend for the sake of appearances. Keeping up appearances. Oh boy, I thought that went out with Hyacinth's bucket. That's bouquet. Mind the road, Richard. Remember that show, Keeping Up Appearances? The bouquet residence, lady of the house speaking. Mind the road, Richard. Ah, you're here. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad. Thank you so much. And thank you for your persistence. Legs wants to say hi to a few people. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Fake honor. I decided to spell it the British way with a U. I think we just, ours is spelled OR and theirs is OUR. I wanted to make sure that they got the message. Okay, so let's get on with it then. Farewell, Nigeria. That, of course, is Derek. He posted that earlier. What is his last name? Koba? Something like that. Anyway, he's the one that has been very instrumental in the outreach to Africa for the Invictus Games. I believe he was the one who brought the Team Nigeria into the fold. And so for that, we should all be very, very grateful. Because of him, we had this well, due in part to him, we had this amazing weekend. But really, it took a village. It took a whole country. Lex says William's fake honor is petty since he received it in the fall. The media are trying to make it seem like Harry had it, which he never did, and that Harry wants it. Yeah, they even had this rumor. I don't know which one of the trolls, and actually, When I say troll, I mean the royal rota. I don't know which one of them started it, but um, they said that when Harry got the news, he was crying. When Harry got the news about something that didn't belong to him in the first place, that was always destined to go to the Prince of Wales, it's not likely that would have ever gone to Harry anyway. Um, Charles has had it for God knows how many years. So, in what universe would that have gone to Harry in the first place? And you're right, it was absolutely petty. Petty, petty, petty. And why are they so petty? Because they are absolutely, positively, without any doubt, um,
Bitter. And somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
they are bitter, bitter, bitter. Thank you so much, Legs, and thank you so much for the super chat. But yeah, they are bitter. So this was the thank you from thank you Nigeria, the official thank you Nigeria from Archwell. So this is what you would find on the Archwell website, which I know that you all have checked it out because we want to make sure that they get as much traffic as possible. Right? Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, concluded their unforgettable trip to Nigeria with a cultural reception in Lagos and a polo match fundraiser for Nigeria Unconquered. The couple was greeted with a beautiful pregame parade, a vibrant display of young enthusiasts in polo gear, proudly waving. Did you guys see those kids waving? Did you all see those kids waving? Is it just me, or did I see a couple of those kids doing the Queen Elizabeth? You know how it looks like you're screwing in a light bulb? Check it out again if you can. It was adorable. I'm wondering if they didn't get together and decide to do that just prior to the parade that they had. You know how kids are. Um, oh boy, I am being pranked right now. Okay, okay, you gotta hear this. I get these text messages every so often. Hey Lisa, I just got your number from Alice. It's Jessica. Do you remember me? No, I don't need a massage. No, I don't need a massage. No, I'm not lonely. I don't I get those maybe once a month. Once a month. Now, let me just tell you, Alice, Jessica, Lisa. Those are very common names, right? Who names their child Alice? Who named their child Alice? Now, if that's a pensioner um, that knows a friend named Jessica that gave her, wait a minute, if Lisa got the number for Alice, no, it's just, anyway, those are not real people. Those are not real people. And when I say you got the wrong number, then they're like, oh, can we be friends? I do not need a massage. Okay. Okay. I can spot this a mile away. And it looks like it's a what area code is 213? Is that LA? I think that's LA, right? 213. I don't know anybody in LA. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being here tonight on Royal Sussex. Okay. All right. Where did I leave off? Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing this, wasn't I? Sorry about that. The couple was greeted with a beautiful pregame parade, a vibrant display of young enthusiasts in polo gear, proudly waving just like Queen Elizabeth in green and white flags of uh, Nigeria, followed by a procession of older children on horseback, setting the tone for the day filled with sport and spirit. The friendly rivalry between the teams, aptly named Duke versus Duchess, added a layer of excitement to the event, with the Duchess's team claiming victory with a score of 5-3. The day was capped off with a couple presenting medals to the players, a gesture of appreciation for their prolific talent and dedication. I didn't see anybody get any thing like that. I hope the video's coming out. The Duke and Duchess would like to extend their deepest gratitude to all the event organizers, military officials, and the whole Nigerian community for their tremendous hospitality and the first of many memorable trips. I hope so. I hope so. You guys, this was just, it was so emotional. It was so emotional through and through. I was a mess this weekend, and that's probably how I got a cold. I wasn't sleeping. I was just probably rest broken. I have been working on my voice, but first thing this morning, I sounded just like Louise Jefferson. George, George, the Willises will be here any moment. George, Lionel. You see what I mean? Very Louise Jefferson. George. I've been working on it though, but I got just a hint of Louise in my throat. Oh, hi, Helen. Anyway, let's get to the picks. There you go. Nigeria unconquered. Very cool. And of course, there are the Sussexes looking very chic and what's the other word? Glamorous. They are a glamorous couple. And did you see all of the people that were like lined up to wave, to do selfies, all that stuff? See, there's the kids. Okay, so these kids are waving normal. Let me see it. I don't think I have a picture of those kids on horseback, but I promise you they were doing the Queen Elizabeth. I saw a couple of those kids on horseback doing the Queen Elizabeth wave. And of course, that is, oh, that was when they arrived. That was when they arrived. So, what I did today, I haven't organized them yet, but just for the sake of keeping a record of everything, I actually have been saving, downloading, and saving all of like the little amateur videos, you know, the kind of stuff that's probably okay to share. Um, I've been saving all that stuff, you know, just so we would have it because at some point it's going to be very hard to find these things. So I think I probably saved at least 20 of them today. But yeah, at some point it's going to be very difficult to find them. Let me see. I think I could share this one. Give me just a second here. Uh, Yeah. Yeah. This one is probably good. Let me see what I can do. In the meantime, I'll get to him in a minute. Okay. Where is that at? So I do this and this and that.
Yeah, how are you? Hi, Harry. All right? Good to see you. Terrence Indians Trust. Yeah, nice to see you. The chief of defense staff, sir. We are together, my brother. Good to see you.
Yeah, that's it with Harry and Meghan.
Right?
Just
Good to see you. Terrence Indians Trust. Yeah, nice to see you. The chief of defense staff, sir. We are together.
This guy is greeting everybody like he's running for governor, so we don't want to see all that. So let me take that away. But yeah, it must have been quite the joyous atmosphere at the clubhouse. Seemed like a lot of very friendly people, a nice eclectic mix of people at the Polo Club. Let me see. I got one more. Let me see if you all have seen this one before. Let me just adjust it a bit, and then I will share it with you. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. So here's my number. So call me maybe. Okay. All right, coming up, you guys. And again, thank you for being so patient. I don't deserve you all. Okay. Wait. I love the way everybody is just her good girlfriend. That's why I said I think it's okay to share it because there's got to be 1,000 of the same videos out there. And I do mean 1,000 of them because everybody's got their phone up. Everybody's got their phone up. So I'm guessing it's okay. If not, they'll let me know. They always do. So let me see here. Madam F, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. And Joan Garcia says, Baron, I have a message from the British royal family, Royal Rhoda, tabloids, haters, etc. My message is Princess Meghan, Princess Meghan, Princess Meghan. Thank you so much for that, Joan Garcia. That's right. She has been named a princess 3 times, 4, depending on who you ask. But they say there was a 4th king there. I'll take their word for it. But yes, she has been declared princess, as well as what was that? Father's daughter and something else they said. But that it was just a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for the super chat. The Jeffersons was filmed before a live studio audience. I'm telling you, I'm hearing Louise Jefferson. The Jeffersons was filmed before a live studio audience. See what I mean? Now, Mr. Gargamel, Tom Gargamel Bauer, royal author and enema user, he has managed to put his foot in it again. Um, well, put his foot in his mouth. He has literally decided that now is a good time to cause embarrassment for himself. Let's see here. Um, I got it. I got it. Okay. You got to hear this. You got to hear this.
State visit. Do you think he enjoys these occasions? Is he enjoying his new job as king?
I fear not. I mean, he never liked going to Africa. He was forced to go to Africa shortly before he became king because he neglected the Commonwealth. He liked going to the white Commonwealth countries. He liked going a lot to India, but he avoided Africa if he could.
Why?
Well, he just didn't find it culturally very interesting, whereas he was very interested in the culture of India. And the real truth is Camilla doesn't like traveling long distances. I think he does find it very difficult now. He doesn't look as if he's enjoying the job, having waited so long for it. But in the end, you see, the Commonwealth will fall apart unless he works hard at it.
He is in Kenya. It's a significant state visit. Do you think he enjoys these occasions? Is he enjoying his new job as king?
I fear not. I mean, he never liked going to Africa. He was forced to go to Africa shortly before he became king because he neglected the Commonwealth. He liked going to the white Commonwealth countries. He liked going a lot to India, but he avoided Africa if he could.
Why?
Well, he just didn't find it culturally very interesting, whereas he was very interested in the culture of India. And the real truth is Camilla doesn't like traveling long distances. I think he does find it very difficult now. He doesn't look as if he's enjoying the job, having waited so long for it. But in the end, you see, the Commonwealth will fall apart unless he works hard at it.
Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Tom Bauer, thank you for the truth bomb. Thank you very much. I'll make a note of that. Tom Bauer said what Charles III allegedly is thinking, and that is he just can't be bothered going to Africa. So, how's that? Now, I don't know when he said that. I suppose it was this weekend. No, I'm sorry. I suppose it was when Charles and Camilla went to Kenya. I think this is kind of an old video. However, it has resurfaced at the most inopportune time. And how embarrassing. Now, of course, the tabloid media is not likely to say anything because of the invisible contract. But wow, Tom Bauer, the guy who spent months trying to scare people into thinking that he has a book that is going to be so devastating to Meghan that she's just going to hide forever. She's going to go into the witness protection program. That book was a big, fat, nothing burger. It was kind of like he was having a conversation with Angela Levin and what's her name? Lady C. Yeah, it was like he was having a dinner chat with those two. Nothing new, just a bunch of rehash rumors and innuendos. So, I believe Bill Clinton said it best when he said, that dog just ain't gonna hunt. Well, that dog just wasn't gonna hunt. It was ineffective. It did not move the goalposts in either direction. It was just there. It was nothing to it. It was much to do about nothing, much like Tom Bauer, much to do about nothing. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but this is not actually Tom Bauer. That's a characterization of Tom Bauer. Bet you didn't know it till I said something, did you? Now, this, of course, is Camilla. They said when Camilla went to Kenya, at a certain point, she allegedly refused to get out the car. One of the squatties reminded us about this today by posting this picture. And she said the timing of Bauer's comment was during the king's visit to Kenya in October last year, when Camilla couldn't even be bothered to get out of the car while Charles laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown warrior at Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? How disrespectful to the host nation. Now, listen, whatever you think of Queen Elizabeth, she wouldn't have missed it for all of the gold in one of the colonies. She wouldn't have missed it. She wouldn't have missed it for all of the artwork and treasures that she could have plundered from India. She wasn't going to miss it. But Camilla, she stayed in the car. And of course, you might find this hard to believe, but do you know what song was trending during the visit to Nairobi? They said one of the local DJs happened to be near the tomb of the unknown warrior. And later that day, when he made it into the radio station, for some reason he kept playing, "How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the scraggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? She could go straight to hell." Yes, they said the DJ, for some reason, just kept playing that song. Very odd, wasn't it? Anyway, must have been something he saw on his way to work that day. Anyway, yeah, so it was very rude. It was absolutely rude. How much is that consort in the window? Yes, how much is that consort in the window? Oh, I'm pretty sure you can get it for about $1.89. Of course, if you pay per pound. Anyway, I shouldn't talk about anybody like that. That's the queen of the whatever. So I think I should show her just a little more respect, right? Of course I will. I mean, whatever I think of her, she do represent the United Kingdom, and that is Harry's stepmother. So in the spirit of that, I'm going to make sure she get everything she got coming.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This is my own feelings being expressed the only way I know how.
Like I said, the only way I know how. Okay. Happy Mother's Day, Diana. But yeah, so Tom Bauer can't wait to get home and give himself an enema. He's an old and he's creepy and he's full of crap. That's Tom Bauer. Old, creepy, and full of crap. Although he got that one right. I won't argue about that one. That sounds pretty consistent to me. So let's get out of that muck, shall we? Thanks, Dr. Shola, says Misan Harriman. Dr. Shola said the image of Harry and this Nigerian veteran powerfully resonates humanity, camarada. What is that? Um, co, co, what is that? Karada, karada, karatship. Okay, karatship, camarade. Okay, compassion and a indomitable spirit of strength of both men that draws in so much that unites us. I feel drawn in. Harry is his mother's son through and through. Princess Diana would be proud. Okay, let's see. It's this one. That is the photo. Dr. Shola saw that photo and took to it immediately. Very sweet. And it is a great photo. Of course, it took what do you call it? Let me see. I caught that one. I'm gonna put a pin in it. There we go. I just put one of the fundraisers at the top of the chat. There you go. Um, and that is the one to help get the soldiers, uh, to help get the children of the soldiers to the Invictus Games that's coming up. I think that's right. Anyway, it is a great photo, and Misan, of course, he just has an eye. He's very talented, very good for someone who picked up a camera a little over 5 years ago. And here's another one. I just saw this one for the first time today. I do believe that is a Misan. I did get that from his Twitter. He posted that on Twitter. That I believe is the future of Africa. Yep, and I can see for sure that one of those young men is wearing a necktie. That's a great place to start. Now, this is the guy, and I wish I could play the music, but I could not. I don't want to take my chances with that one. But he actually sang for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. He serenaded them during the naming ceremony, and it was absolutely beautiful. He's a gospel music star in Nigeria. The joy of meeting and singing for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, today on their inaugural visit to Nigeria, and hear Meghan express her appreciation for my music is a moment I will forever cherish. Thank you. The El Boro. Is that right? Yeah, that's the hotel. I saw a video. That is a nice hotel. But thanks to the El Boro for having me. That is a nice hotel. It looks like a not 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, 4 star hotel. But that place is nice. That place is really nice. If I ever go to Nigeria, that's exactly where I want to stay. Really nice. Lex says, no kill order on any of these photos. Just saying. Here, because none of them have been enhanced and touched up and manipulated and Frankensteined. They have not been Frankensteined. That means nobody at Kensington Palace got to it. Thank you very much. And Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. Grazie. Thank you very much. Hey, B10 pal. And right here, you can see our singer in action. Moment Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are serenaded by popular Nigerian gospel singer who says it was an honor to perform during Lagos state reception. His name is Moses Bliss. Moses Bliss. Guess what? This was in the Daily Fail. So I don't know if this introduces him to a broader audience for the first time, but if this does in any way help his career, and I hope it does, then that would be a good thing. So I've never heard of him, but it doesn't mean that internationally he's not well known, but he has a beautiful voice. So Moses Bliss is his name. You can look him up and hear it yourself. I'm pretty sure you can find that video with him singing to our Duke and Duchess. And they seemed very emotional when he was singing. So, and as you can see, both of them took time out to speak to him afterwards. So, very, very nice. Again, I hope this helps his career soar. Okay. Yulibi, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. And let's take a quick look at the fashions again. The artist, you know what? I didn't see this one signed, but I'm guessing it was Noaz that did one of her great watercolors, I think. When you remember, Meghan did her own hair and makeup as well as styled herself during her visit to Nigeria, said one of these squatties. And she did, according to Daniel Wu, is it? Yeah. Yeah, he said that Meghan Markle is doing her own hair and glam in Nigeria, makeup artist says. And yeah, I don't know what the occasion was that he said that, but yes, she did her own hair, and I think she did a great job. She did that French twist, she did that loose ponytail, a nice fall, and a little updo. Yeah, a little bun, updo bun. I think she did a great job. And wow, it looks like at least 8 times she had to get her hair together and go out in all that humidity during the heat wave. Wow. Because I know it was a heat wave when they got there. So she did a great job. I am impressed. And also a minimal amount of makeup. Let me see. Pastor Moses recently got married and he sings with the National Basie, a renowned, or is it Bassie, a renowned gospel singer? Huh. Oh, not National, Nathaniel. I'm so sorry. Nathaniel, National Basie. Oh well. But yeah, that's good. I'm so glad to hear that. Daniel Martin. Why did I say Daniel Wu? Who is Daniel Wu? Oh, okay. Very cute. Princess Meghan looks like she was almost, yeah, she did look like she was almost crying. She did. She looked very, very emotional. Looked very moved. And that white suit, wow, that white suit. It's, it gives new meaning to the term crisp. It looks very, very crisp. It almost doesn't seem like it moves. It seems like it's just a solid piece of something. But I mean, it's very crisp. It fits very well. I mean, nothing about that suit needs anything. It is perfect. Very crisp tailored suit. And this is from the Women in Leadership, sponsored by um, Archwell. You know what? I don't know how often these types of gatherings take place, but I get the feeling that this is going to be one that goes down in the record books. I don't know how often these take place. And I believe the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi, I think she flew into Nigeria just for this gathering at the request of the Duchess of Sussex. Yeah, I think that's the only reason why she was there was because our Duchess made the request. Cynthia says, hello, Baron, Black Queen, Elaine Parker, Lydia Washington, and Squaddies. Happy Mother's Day to all. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. But this is my favorite. That one is a nice photo, but I love this one more. All those beautiful ladies gathered doing what anybody else would do. Just a selfie. I mean, there's more education in that photo, probably more wealth in that photo. What they pay for lunch probably is more than what it took to raise me. And they all just happen to be gathered in one place. That just really reassures me about the future. Now, this young lady, okay, that's kind of small. What was I thinking? Where is it? Okay, it says, it was an honor to be a part of the Women in Leadership's event, co-hosted by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and the always inspiring Dr. Ngozi Owala. It was expertly moderated by the formidable Mo Abudu. Amazing day with great women who gave our sis Meghan Awelo, Meghan. Okay, our sis Meghan Awelo, a huge welcome home. Oh, I'm sorry, that's her new name, Awelo. There we go. And it was a big welcome, and it was very sweet. And I don't know if you noticed this, but there is a orange gift bag. I have no idea what that is, but let me see. Orange. What usually comes in an orange shopping bag? Wait, don't tell me. Orange shopping bag. Orange means Birkin, right? It couldn't be. It couldn't be. It's probably some other brand. I thought orange was Birkin. Hermes. 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 You got to say it right. Hermes. The Birkin bag from Hermes. Très chic. I'm sure it's not. I mean, who just gives someone a Hermes? Who knows what it is? It might be a set of scented candles. Of course, it's scented candles. That's why Meghan won't let her go. It's just scented candles. Anyway, very beautiful lady, and very sweet of her to reach out to our Duchess like that. uh, I know. I know. Peter's going to be after me for making that connection. I'm going to have the Peter people at my door again. Okay. And here is the goodie bag. Now, it appears as though everyone received some Archwell merch. So maybe with the invitation, because I don't know, I kind of doubt that that was in the room that night. But it seems like with the invitation, they got a shopping bag or tote bag with who knows what in it. Probably that book and that water bottle and maybe some other stuff. And I did a screenshot because knowing our Duchess, you know how she is about sustainable. Take a look at that label. It says shell is 100% jute, lining is 100% cotton, and it's made in Bangladesh. So it's all natural materials. And I think the name of the company is the Little Market. The Little Market. But then again, Little Market may be the name of the bag model. Maybe they have a bigger bag called the Big Market, and maybe the little bag is the Little Market, and maybe there's a medium-sized bag. Who knows? Or maybe that's the name of the company. Who knows? But anyway, so if you guys have been trying to get your hands on an authentic Archwell Foundation tote bag, now you know what to look for. So, and of course, the book, Women and Leadership. And you can see Dr. Ngozie's name there. And I guess it was co authored with Julia Gillard, perhaps. Real Lives, Real Lessons. Huh. So if you're an entrepreneur or if you find yourself in a very powerful position, maybe you should get that book. Thank you, Dr. Ngozi and Archwell, for the long lasting impact gifts, which will continue to spark conversation on women and leadership, sustainability, and empowerment long after the Women in Leadership Nigeria event. Wow, very cool gift, very practical too. And I like the idea of having natural fibers. I really do. It's just too much stuff that's made out of plastics and they end up in the landfill. Okay, and then here, Meghan visits Nigeria as a duchess and left as an African princess. And that's exactly what happened. She arrived a duchess and she left a princess. It was here that Meghan's natural ability to connect really shone through. She chatted effortlessly, and with attendees rather, posed for selfies and engaged in heartfelt conversation. At another event on Sunday at the prestigious Del Boro Hotel in Lagos, where where the great and good of Nigerian society had gathered to welcome the couple, she appeared visibly moved when three powerful traditional rulers honored her with royal titles. The Obi of um, Onitsha, His Majesty Igwe Namika Alfred Okuchukwu. There's more. Achibi Christian Megan. Oh, okay. Ada Mazi or Ada Mazi, which means the daughter of the Igbo ancestral palace, while the Alawu of uh, that other place, southwest Nigeria, Oba Abdul Rashid Abdul and christened her with the Yoruba Yoruba name of another name, which means royalty from across the sea. That's what happened. Whoo boy. Y'all, I did my best. I did my best. I mean, if you take your time, Ade O Kumbo. It's actually really pretty if you take your time, which means royalty from across the sea. So that is what happened to our Duchess this weekend. And here you can see Harry doing what soldiers do, talking to another soldier. Nigerian Defense Academy. The Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, paid a scheduled visit to the Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Kaduna, the NARHK, on Saturday, 11 May 2024, and met with wounded in action soldiers. The British Prince also met Second Lieutenant Princess Alu Chukwu Awuwu, who recently passed out from the. Oh, did that cut off? Who recently passed out from the. I don't know what passed out meant. I think I cut it off. Did she pass out from the heat, or are they trying to say she graduated? Oh, I don't know. Sorry about that, you guys. I cut it off. I didn't realize that it got cut off at the end. Who recently passed out from the. Well, I want to know now. I really do want to know. So, there's only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out. I'm going to take a look right now. So, just hang on. Be patient. I want to know what happened. I'm way too nosy to not know. Okay. I'm going to their Twitter account. You know what? And I didn't do anything. It just cuts off there. Huh. I did put the whole thing. That's weird. Who recently passed out from the, and it's nothing. So I'm going down the thread to see if there's any more. It says here, a Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst, United Kingdom, first Nigerian female to achieve that feat. Oh, she was the first female to complete Sandhurst. Wow. She's the first woman to, Nigerian woman, that is, to graduate from Sandhurst in the United Kingdom. That is impressive. Okay, you know what's going to happen for her, don't you? You know what's coming up. Ha! There you go. So it cut off, but I guess they finished it. Very good. Congratulations, Princess. I knew you would be fantastic. How wonderful. Congratulations to the princess. No mean feat. Yeah. So I'm looking at the thread, and there's just people congratulating her. Huh. Very good. No wonder Harry is congratulating her. I thought that was just somebody random that he was saying hello to. Megan Jammin, let's see, says here, when they say passed out, it means graduated. It's a military term. Thank you. Thank you. I was kind of lost. I'm just like passed out. Well, I did say I wonder if that's what it means. So, but thank you for confirming that. Well, you see how close I've been to the military, about as much as Princess Edward. Hmm. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Megan is a note writer, and she's very good at corresponding with people. So no doubt, she probably is writing letters as we speak. Yeah, Megan's jamming. Thank you so much for the super chat and the confirmation. Have you guys noticed that Harry, light skinned Harry, is getting increasingly bow legged as he gets older? He's getting to be a little bow legged. Now that's a little bit of that what do you call it? Swag. He's getting a little bow legged. I'm telling you, if I didn't know who he was, I would have thought he was just another brother from the neighborhood. Light skinned Harry. He is definitely starting to get that swag. Yep, every time I see him, he gets to be a little bit more bow leg. You know what, Susie Q? A friend of mine I have been knowing for years. She don't like nothing that ain't dark brown. And there's like two white guys she's made exceptions for. Prince Harry and Chris Evans, the one that played Captain America, which is weird because I'm telling you, I have heard so many black women that are not into white guys that love Chris Evans. And I don't know that he looks that much different from anybody else, but for some reason, people, well, black women seem to be very attracted to Chris Evans and Prince Harry. So I guess it's just either you got it or you don't. It's just one of those things. Either you have it or you don't. And some guys just have it. Go ahead and put the name of someone that you normally wouldn't be attracted to, and all of a sudden you decided, I think I would cross that line. Anybody you could think of. Church Nelly is not here because I was about to say, try to keep it clean. Let's see. Red Lady says, our Duchess looks Nigerian. She fits right in. Here. She does. She looks Nigerian. She does. She fits right in. I mean, especially seeing her with all the other women this week. I'm like, yeah, I see it. Baron Sonia Johnson just states that the young lady is also a princess. I thought I just said that, right? I think I did, right? If I didn't, I meant to. But yeah, she is a princess. She's a princess, and she graduated from the Sandhurst Academy. First Nigerian woman to ever do that. Thank you so much, Black Queen, for making sure that that's known. Let me see. Crossing the line. Who's crossing the line and for who? Henry Cavill. That's the one who played Superman. A lot of my friends. Yes. Well, what is that? What is it about Chris Evans? I'm telling you, that's one white guy that I have heard so many Black women say, "Yep, I'll do that one. I'd take him. I'd take him on." Let me find a picture of Chris Evans for anybody who don't know who we're talking about. Let me see if I can find a photo. I mean, may as well since we're on the topic. I mean, he's a likable person, but I'm just like, he ain't all that. I mean, he all right, but he ain't all that. But for some reason, Chris Evans will do. Is it because he accidentally tweeted that picture that time? He tweeted that south of the border image. So that's Chris Evans, who was once the sexiest man alive. Let me see if I can find one more. Yeah, he accidentally tweeted a photo that actually didn't get him in trouble. I think it got him a date. Okay. There you go. That's Chris Evans. He's masculine. Okay. I agree. Both Chris Evans and Prince Harry. Chris Evans dated Naomi Harris for about 16, maybe 16 years ago. Thank you, Lex. I did not know that. Johnny Depp. Okay. No Nacho. Okay. Yeah, there's some there are some well, yeah, there's some people who seem to have drank the Kool-Aid. Uh-oh, hang on to your pacemaker. Let me see. Oh, was he? I didn't realize that. Okay, let's get on with it then. All right, see you later, Chris. So, this is my what do you call it? This is my DNA. There seem to be a lot of people that are doubting Meghan, saying that, well, not a lot of people. I don't want to confuse the Royal Rhoda and the very hateful derangers. I don't ever want to confuse them with people. They're not people. They're monsters. But As you can see, there's a bits and pieces of my background here, there, and everywhere, like Norway and Senegal. And I mean, if you go to the lowest, um, Eastern Bantu people and Southern Bantu people, and then Senegal, and then Norway, and then that 3% of England and Northwestern Europe, whatever that means. It can mean a lot of things. Ireland, Wales, Benin and Togo, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Mali, and Nigeria. And what the heck is that up there at the top? I cannot see that all the way. Hold on. There's like a graphic on my screen. I don't know what it looks like for you. Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu people. So the Bantu, I believe that was a nomadic tribe, right? The Bantu, I believe they were nomadic. So it wouldn't be a surprise for, you know, a lot of people to have that in their DNA. And this also changes. I don't know if you guys know this, but this changes as they gather more samples. It skews just a little bit because there was a time when it said that I was part French. Well, that could very easily mean Northwest Europe, right? Because, you know, those people were moving back and forth all the time. So it's kind of hard to place it. But all this means is that you had a common ancestor from this particular region. And the more samples that they gather, the more precise the results are. So just think for every person who has been sampled, there's probably 100 times the amount of people or more that have never been sampled before. So over time, it is going to be more and more accurate. I know. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Now I'm going to have to learn that weird language. Okay. Clara Kodori, good night to you as well. All right, let's keep moving. And so let's get to Willie Leaks, right? That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Willie Leaks. So buckle up. I'm going to go through some headlines. You know, I told you I like to save these headlines that they put out. A lot of times I don't necessarily read the article because I assume it's just a bunch of nonsense. And the thing is, throughout the day, they repeat. Okay, like one thing might be added to the article, but the rest of the article is pretty much everything that was in the article before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. So it doesn't make sense to go through the whole article just to find out that one thing is different. And what's different is probably a lie anyway. So why bother? But um, it's interesting. And so I use them for my slides later on because when I'm articulating my opinions, it kind of helps as a visual aid. So, worlds apart. So, there you have William at Windsor Castle, the same day that Harry was at the St. Paul's Cathedral, and the same day that Charles was at the garden party. See there? You didn't even have to open up the paper to see that. Now, to continue, Then all of a sudden, here comes the sun. Wait, where have I heard that before? Here comes the sun. Here, hmm, I don't know. But anyway, Diana's family backs Harry. Of course they did. That's his blood relatives. And of course, they're not animals like the rest of his family. So, of course, they backed him. They're not the spawn of Satan like his brother and his stepmother and God help us, his father. But anyway, yeah, he's he's all right. And so are the Spencers. I mean, they have their eccentricities, but they're okay on balance. So Harry's happy family, Princess Diana's clan, backed the prince at his Invictus anniversary event as her brother, Earl Spencer, and his sister, Lady Jane Fellows, guest supporting Duke's project while too busy, King snubs invite and stays away. I couldn't imagine that Harry thought his father was going to show up. Although it was just polite of Harry to put the offer out there. So Harry responded that the king's schedule says he's busy and that he will be unable to attend because of some prior commitments. I look forward to seeing him in the future. Anybody who read there knows that that is the same thing happened with his grandmother, where her diary was just too full all of a sudden. The only difference is the queen diary was full, Queen Elizabeth, because of the courtiers that intervened. I don't imagine any courtiers intervened on Charles. I believe that a canine intervened where Charles is concerned. An absolute pedigree, a worse than show. Um, what is that? The Westminster Club reject. That's who intervened, not a courtier. Courtiers don't have to wear a collar, right? Courtiers do not have to be spayed or neutered. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, Godzilla intervened. Thank you. I was searching for the words, but you took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, and so there was a lot of leaking and briefing that was going on. And the leaking and the briefing came from Buckingham Palace or Clarence House, whichever they use. Harry was professional in his response. As a matter of fact, there were several Royal Rota people who said that it was a very, simple response. And I do think that some of the Rota, a couple of them, may wish that the king had gone, or at the very least, that they feel kind of bad about the response. Kinda. But most of them are absolute pigs and it's just more of the same. Like for instance, Tina Brown. Tina Brown can be a horror, but every so often she will have what they refer to as a moment of clarity. Too few times to really matter as much, but sometimes she can make sense when she's not towing the party line. And it's unfortunate that she does that. And it's devastating for the monarchy because everybody knows the game that Charles is playing, and he's doing it in the full light of day, the same way that he went after Diana, the same way he stripped Harry's security. He's doing his dirty work in the plain light of day, as if to say, I want revenge and I'm untouchable. However, he's also the person who allegedly found out less than a year after he got on the throne that he was going to be seeking some pretty serious medical treatment. It makes you think, wow, no wonder. Or I'm not surprised, because he has a very cruel, nasty, vindictive, petty soul. He is one of the worst people. He really is. He's so methodical about how cruel he can be. Harry's own father strips him of his security just so that he could get revenge or look strong or whatever the case may be. And of course, the Royal Rota, they don't tell the truth. They say it's because of what Harry said about his family. Harry said very clearly, I put in a formal complaint about one of the palace courtiers leaking about my plans. And when Harry refused to rescind his accusation, when he wouldn't drop the matter, he was threatened by one of the courtiers that you're going to pay dearly if you do not drop this case. And Harry refused to do it. And what happened? Well, after they got to Canada, one day the Royal Protection Officer said, we've been called back. We're leaving in a couple of days. And on top of that, not only was the royal protection promised, but there was also financial support promised for an entire year. The royal protection and financial security. Both of those things were taken away because of his father. So if you have taken away Princess Diana's security and she ends up dead, what plans did you have for your son? And whatever the plans were, would you even care? What plans did you have for your son? And it's just breathtaking that the royal reporters, I've said this several times, they watched Harry grow up. And they do not care what happens to him. I could not imagine watching a child, whether it's a neighbor, a relative, or whoever. I couldn't imagine watching that child grow up and not having some element of a nurturing, protective spirit where that child is concerned. But out of all of those old toads that write in those papers, that have gone on tours with Harry, they don't care enough about him as a person to not do their part in trying to destroy him. And unfortunately, when we do have, like Dr. Shola was on TV today, they'll never let Dr. Shola tell the truth. Richard Fitzwilliams, he just kept over talking her. Wouldn't let her get, she had got close to it. And as soon as she pushed the right button, he wouldn't shut up. He got so agitated and so excited, but with a smile on his face. So I say again, how could you, as an older person who was an adult when he was a child or adolescent, How could you be so malicious toward him and his children and his wife? But they are. Now, if that isn't a cult, if that isn't a cult, tell me what it is. Do you have a better explanation for the type of people that could perpetuate that type of evil? And it is an evil. I don't know what word to replace it with. Knowing what he's went through, what he's gone through, knowing how his father is, and they know that his brother is cray cray. They know there's something's wrong with William, but yet they get into character. They go on TV and they write articles trying to make people believe that William is brilliant and that he was destined for greatness. I guess it takes a particular kind of evil to do something like that. I mean, can all of them be that twisted? But they've all gone to the same schools. They've all grown up in the same circles. They've partied together. They've used baking soda together. They've done all those things together. They've had affairs. They've dated people in and out of government. Maybe even a few of them have been in government. But they know Harry. That's what I cannot wrap my head around. They know him. Harry has gotten coffee for some of them. And yet, they're doing the best they can to destroy him. And because this is a prince of the realm that has grown up in a very privileged family, there's not going to be some special investigative reporter that's going to blow the whistle. That's not going to happen. I'd be shocked if it did. As close as we've gotten was Omid Scobie. And you see what happened to him. His life was threatened. He had to leave the country. We haven't seen him much. And he didn't even come close to telling the whole story. But it didn't matter. It did not matter. And if something horrible had happened to him, that would be the the inquests and the reports and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it would barely be a blip on the radar. It would barely resonate because they don't care. They really do not care. And that is the scary part about these people, is that they will do the worst things in the plain light of day, which is why people were asking the question, where is Kate Middleton? Where is Kate Middleton? Where's her mother? Where is anybody? Yep. The only thing you can do in that situation is leave. That was a smart thing to do. Get your wife, get your child, and get out. Because these people are monsters. They are monsters. And they are capable of anything.
Well, I felt completely different, actually. I mean, after all the trashing of Harry, and there always is this week about, trying to sort of blame him. Actually, when I saw him and Meghan in Nigeria, I had a nostalgia. I felt this is what it could have been. These two who are enormously appealing to the public and who are very good at it. We're out there in Nigeria sort of looking really attractive and being, appealing people. And what a pity it is, they've gone. There is a kind of Harry-shaped hole in the monarchy at this time when they're in such sort of beleaguered circumstances.
Do you think the rift's permanent?
It might be, because things tend to get more and more ossified, like they did with the Windsors. But I think we needed Harry and Meghan. And I think, unfortunately, what's come to pass with the cancer diagnosis and things shows just how depleted the family is and how much it needs all its stalwarts. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I hope it does, mend.
There's tension there. What do you think's going on?
Well, I felt completely different, actually. I mean, after all the trashing of Harry, and there always is this week about, trying to sort of blame him. Actually, when I saw him and Meghan in Nigeria, I had a nostalgia. I felt this is what it could have been. These two who are enormously appealing to the public and who are very good at it. We're out there in Nigeria sort of looking really attractive and being, appealing people. And what a pity it is, they've gone. There is a kind of Harry-shaped hole in the monarchy at this time when they're in such sort of beleaguered circumstances.
Do you think the rift's permanent?
It might be, because things tend to get more and more ossified, like they did with the Windsors. But I think we needed Harry and Meghan. And I think, unfortunately, what's come to pass with the cancer diagnosis and things shows.
What's different about Tina Brown, at least this time? What's different? She said Harry and Meghan. Some of them are so bold, they just say Harry. They just say Harry. They don't care what happens to Meghan. They don't care what happens to the kids. They just want Harry back. At least she mentioned Meghan. I'm more afraid of the people that just say Harry than I am of the ones that just say, that says Harry and Meghan. YM George says, for Charles, blood is not thicker than horsehair. Rightio. Let's see. And John Garcia says, worse, Charles left Harry alone when Diana died. True. Charles came into the room and said there's been an accident, told him that his mother died, squeezed his thigh and called him my darling boy. There's been an accident, and left him alone. That is the world's greatest dad. Yep, left him alone. And like anyone who's going through Stockholm syndrome, Harry still loves his father. Susie Q says, I think Gayle King had a word with her. I think Gayle King. Oh, you mean I think Gayle King had a word with her. Who? What did I miss? I think Gayle King had a word with her. Oh, Tina Brown. Tina Brown. Gotcha. Well, maybe. Well, okay. Tina Brown has a voice for American television, and she has a voice for British television. That particular soundbite that I played, that was from British television. So I would imagine that she was being as sincere as she could possibly be. And, maybe she did not mean to say what she said, but she did say it. By the way, thank you, Susie Q, for 25 months of membership. Greatly appreciate it. And Lex says, she says attractive, appealing, but can't say popular. You're right about that. Attractive and appealing, but won't say popular. Thank you. Yep. Well, given the circumstances and considering the source, I will overlook that for this moment. I will overlook it. But yeah, that is something to consider, because they love to throw around popularity, but I don't know that she's ever said that in any of these. I don't recall. So I don't know. I'll give her a pass on that one. Okay. Send in the clowns. Wheels is Top Gun. I told you I love these, didn't I? This is like one of my guilty pleasures. Are these ridiculous? Um, what do you call it? These ridiculous headings for these articles. Wheels is Top Gun. Wheels is Top Gun. Anytime they feel like William needs to have his ego stroked, for lack of a better word, they run these articles. If I was William, I would be embarrassed. This is so embarrassing. There is nothing about this article that doesn't look desperate and clingy and needy. And yet, he's actively participating in this farce. Isn't this why, or possibly why, the Princess of Wales is bedridden or wherever she is? Because of these orchestrated, contrived, situational monologues and stories that seem to have been pulled out of some kind of fantasy island episode. William seems like somebody who would get off the plane on Fantasy Island and says to Ricardo Montalban, Mr. Rourke, say, Mr. Rourke, yeah, I've always wanted to be popular. Yes, I always wanted to be a prince that everybody loved. And if possible, Mr. Rourke, could I have a full head of hair? Oh, your Royal Highness, let's not get too carried away. We could fulfill the other parts of your fantasy, but I don't think we can give you hair. But I can give you a Chrysler Cordoba with Corinthian leather seats. But I can't give you a full head of hair. That's impossible. This is Fantasy Island, not Miracle on 34th Street. So if you get any of those references, you're probably pretty old. But yeah, that's the kind of person that would get off the plane at Fantasy Island looking for some type of dream or fantasy or something. Okay, lift off for wheels. Lift off for wheels. I want you to take notice of the fact that William has climbed aboard a helicopter that he's not qualified to fly. That is an Apache helicopter, the most advanced machine of its type in the military, the most advanced helicopter in the world. And he crawls up in it as though he knows what he's doing. He does not know what he's doing. He can fly a helicopter, but when it comes to the avionics and such, when it comes to the weaponry, he is clueless. But worry not, there's a co pilot. Now, one of the lies that they tried to tell when Harry became the living legend of aviation, they said that Harry couldn't, this was the Rangers. He was a co pilot. He didn't know how to fly the helicopters. Harry is exceptional. There's only a handful of people relative to the population, or even relative to people who fly helicopters, that know how to fly the Apache. And guess what? He's one of them. William is not. I repeat, Harry is one of those people qualified to fly the Apache. William is not. William is there just for show. He is there because between William and his father, they have devised this twisted plan to try to get under Harry's skin. Harry, who just had this whirlwind tour in Nigeria where people absolutely loved him, right? And even better, he was able to take his wife. Meghan was able to go, and she didn't sit in the car like some schnauzer on a hot day. She's not in some secret undisclosed location because she's not able to cope or give a public address. Nay, she was there. And as a matter of fact, dare I say, kind of stole the show. And Harry, being the man that he is, did not care. He was so proud of his wife and so proud of the fact and loving the fact that people see her for the amazing woman, excuse me, that he sees her to be. That's it, and that's all. He's not jealous of his wife. But these two very fragile individuals. So William is pretending to be an Apache helicopter pilot. And why? So that he can get under Harry's skin. You couldn't make this up. You could not make this up. If you tried to put this in some kind of novel or something, people would be like, that's a bit far-fetched. Why don't you tweak that storyline? But that really happened in the royal family. Really? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. They brought photographers. They had they invited the families of the other pilots. They invited all the families of the airmen and the crew and everything to make sure that they had a captive audience to wave and smile and listen to Charles try to tell jokes. That really happened at the taxpayers' expense. Let me see if I can find something that would shed a little light. Apache. Okay. Okay. Listen to this. Listen to this.
While flying his Apache helicopter in an aerial display show this weekend. ABC's Lama Hassan has the story for us.
The fighter pilot Prince is used to flying his Apache chopper, fighting the enemy on the front lines in Afghanistan. But he's never done anything like this before.
This is a very complex maneuver.
For the first time ever, Prince Harry's hair-raising stunt, wowing the crowd. Watch this jaw-dropping, death-defying stunt. Harry weaves in and out, flipping the chopper almost all the way on its back. Watch the video again as the warrior prince cheats gravity. And little did the crowd know who the man behind the wheel is.
In case there's anybody who hadn't realised who Captain Wales is, it's really Prince Harry.
The crowd shocked. The announcer had to say it again.
And there you have Prince Harry demonstrating in front of you.
Showing off his stunts before landing the chopper safely. Oh, Harry, your talents are limitless. So good morning, America. Lama Hassan, ABC News, London.
So like I said, Prince Harry is the top gun, not Willie Leaks. And Rebecca English, are you done with that English? Rebecca, are there any seconds English? Actually wrote an article about Prince Harry being such an amazing pilot. She wrote that article for the Daily Mail. And it's still out there. The article is still available, declaring Harry top gun, exceptional. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but to fly a helicopter upside down is very dangerous. And there are some helicopters that will do that. Most of them will not. Harry, to be fair, did not go completely horizontal upside down. He didn't do a 180 or 160, 180, but he came very close, closer than most people have the experience to do. Willie Leaks, not only has he not done that, he could not do it. Sway Sway barely went to work. He barely ever showed up when he was a helicopter rescue pilot. King officially gives Heir William his colonel-in-chief role despite it being Harry's old army regiment. Let me say that again. Despite being Harry's regiment, his old army regiment, it was not his role. It was not bestowed upon him. It was not his title. As a row breaks out over who was avoiding whom during Duke's flying visit to Britain, they did not take anything away from Harry. It was never given to him. It was never going to be his. It is all designed to appear like they're tough, that they are being very tough with Harry, that they're showing him who's the boss. It was known for some time that the Prince of Wales, King Charles III, who was the Prince of Wales, was going to give that title to William. That is not a title for a spare. That is a title for a sovereign or a future sovereign. And I want you guys to know something. I watched GB News today when they were talking about it. And you won't believe it. The guy that they interviewed at the military base where this role was given to William, you know what the first thing was that came out of his mouth? Well, it is a ceremonial role. He started off by saying a ceremonial role. Now, I don't know if the average person that is full of hate and vinegar and acid would have caught on to that, but it doesn't mean anything. It's a honorary role. It is not 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. It is an honorary role. And that's it. And knowing William, he ain't going to ever show up. He's not going to ever show up. The only way he'll show up is if Harry has done something earlier that week. Then he'll show up. A glitzy state reception, selfies with adoring crowds, and a scheduled packed full of cultural activities. Let me see. All of the things Harry and Meghan did during the unofficial Nigeria visit that could have been mistaken for a royal tour. So it's because of that you have this. Because of those headlines, that's the reason why Charles and William decided, oh, okay, today is the day. We got to show Harry a thing or two. Harry was regaled as a rock star. He was received as a rock star at Westminster Abbey. It couldn't have gone better if he planned it. But it went extremely well. There was not one glitch, not a single one. And by having a very supportive turnout from the Spencers. And let me just tell you something. Charles Spencer has missed quite a few engagements involving his children. I'm not saying he's a deadbeat dad, but I'm also saying he's not the warmest individual either. But he and several family members made it to St. Paul's. I repeat, he and several family members made it to St. Paul. You can't beat that. If Charles had shown up, he would run the risk of being mistaken for a human being instead of a sanitary device. Um, got a little carried away. But yeah, he would run the risk of being mistaken for a human being. Never mind faux royal. Meghan's tour of Nigeria was positively presidential. Ian Gallagher lifts the lid on Duchess's increasingly stateswoman-like visit to the palace. I'm sorry, to the place she now calls my country. Again, that is the Daily Fail. Now, the Daily Fail has agreed on this invisible contract where they won't make the others look bad. But it doesn't mean that they won't ever have a nice article about the Sussexes. Yes, most of the articles ends with something snarky, but when they're making money hand over fist, you see more articles like this that seem positive. I don't know, I didn't read it. That seems positive. You'll see more like this, but as the event or the occasion grows, the end of it grows near, then that's when the knives come out. That's when they get very nasty, especially the days following. Well, I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Um, they are capable of saying something good because they know that they're going to make money. But the other side of it is that they are going to tear you to shreds. And mind you, this is rare. This is rare, but they know they will make their money. They will make their money, even though they have been in lawsuits and everything else. Even though I think Harry is still taking them to court, they're going to make their money. Their money doesn't have a personality. Money doesn't care about feelings. Money keeps money, and that's all to it. YM Droid says, based on how those pants are billowing, Charles made it to Queen Victoria's Secret. He made it to Victoria's Secret for some extra large comfort patty loom. How those hips are extra jiggly. Yes, those big childbearing hips. Thank you for that. TCC Son says, so this really happened. No joke. Shame. Work shy. Yeah. It did happen. It did happen. And okay, then you have this. And I'm telling you guys, if you didn't know the Daily Mail, you wouldn't know that they were capable. And I'm not telling you just to go run and find the Daily Mail. That is not my point. You can see these pictures anywhere. But my point is, they don't want to miss out on the money. They don't want to miss out on the money. And they know that they can string along people that are supportive of Meghan. And then close to the end of the event, and probably the entire next week, it is going to be one awful story after the other. I know Petal talked about one that I wasn't even going to bother with, and that was about the Archwell Foundation. I wasn't even going to bother with that. But that's the Daily Mail. they'll turn on you. They will turn on you. And that's exactly what happened. They waited till everything was over. And just to make sure that they didn't lose the people that they have lured in with these big flashy articles, then the knives come out. Just as I said, then the knives come out. Then they started with the lies. And that thing about the Archwell Foundation is a big lie. It's a big lie. There was a clerical error, and I believe that whoever was supposed to process their application allegedly may have been a bit overwhelmed. Okay, may have been a bit overwhelmed and just pushed it to the side and never got back to it. That's what I think happened. Because otherwise, even though 99.9999% of every letter mailed in the United States get to where it needs to go, you mean to tell me that something as important as, the Archwell Foundation was misplaced, lost in the mail, didn't make it on time, returned to the sender? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But the Daily Mail is not going to tell you that. The Daily Mail has an article, which I did not read the article. I wasn't going to bother with it because I knew it was a lie. I knew whatever it was a lie. And so not only did I not read it, I wasn't even going to mention it. But I did hear Petal mention it early. And as per usual, Petal has done an amazing job explaining it. And that's all there is to it. I knew that the Sussexes hadn't done anything wrong. And I do believe most of the money that's in the Archwell Foundation, that's their money. Harry and Meghan have both made sizable contributions to their foundation. They're not publicly soliciting money like a charity. That's not how they operate. They're not the little brothers of the poor. They're not the Martha Dimes. They don't solicit money randomly from strangers. So I knew it was a lie, and I couldn't be bothered. I said, nope, they're not going to steal my joy. Yeah, thank you, Lady Rose. It was already taken care of. And they don't mention until the end of the article, according to Petal, they didn't even mention. And girl, listen, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but there's a lot of things like that. I don't even mention it. There's a lot of things that is like some kind of conspiracy about the Sussexes. Some days I might, some days I don't. Sometimes I'll wait a week, but I'm not in a rush to tell the story because I'm just like, I don't want them trying to steal my joy. It's going to be nonsense. It ain't going to do anything but make me angry. So sometimes I just don't mention it. And on occasion, for my own mental health and well-being, I just choose to not even bother with it because it doesn't make sense from the outset. Harry and Meghan have some of the best lawyers. They have some of the best representation that money can buy. And because they are being scrutinized every which way you could imagine, would it make sense that they would just randomly make a mistake like that? I don't believe that they did anything wrong. I'm sure that whatever happened away from their offices. That's what I believe. And I believe it was something that they had no control over. That's what I believe. I hope that there's not someone somewhere that's got it in for them and just decided, oh, where is this from? put that at the bottom of the pile. I hope that's not the case. But they're doing everything on the up and up, not because they have to, but because that's who they are. Also, there's this, pretty much continuing from the last photo. This was the Sussex's weekend. This was Harry's weekend. William, what did he do over the weekend? Oh, that's right. He spent about 2 hours trying to dig a hole, trying to dig himself out of a hole, or preparing a hole. Whatever he was doing, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. It wasn't close to this. As a matter of fact, it looked pretty pitiful, whatever he was doing. Doing selfies, playing volleyball. Some lady offered to give him a kiss. And you know what? You know what? I just said that. I just heard myself say that. Do you all think that that woman that asked him for a kiss, do you think that that was a plant? Do you think that was a plant? And the reason why I'm asking that question is because who would ask a man for a kiss while his wife is being treated for cancer? Who would do that? Who would ask one of the most recognized people in the country? Who would ask him for a kiss? So that seems to me that that was a plant, because if it wasn't someone who was planted, shouldn't the tabloids ask why was she being so vulgar while Kate is recovering from cancer? Shouldn't there be some kind of outrage? Where is Angela Levin? Where was Angela Levin, who seems to be the moral authority for everyone in Britain? How come she didn't have anything to say about that? His wife may be, very ill. I don't want to say the T word. She may be extremely ill, and maybe there's no comeback. And yet, in front of everybody, this woman asked him, could she have a kiss? And what did he do? He laughed it off. Not, I don't think that's appropriate, or, my wife would get me, or anything like that. Nothing. He just laughed. Kind of like when that school teacher gave Kate a hug. Or how about William with that homeless person? That was really tacky. And when I just heard myself say that, I was just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wow. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? That is so inappropriate. They'd rather talk about what Meghan was wearing instead of this woman who disrespected Kate Middleton, who disrespected William, the future king, the future head of the church, by asking him for a kiss in front of everybody. Huh. And nothing else was said about it. Nothing. As a matter of fact, they could have even used that to make William look like a hero. I mean, I don't want to give them any ideas, but it's over with now. They could have used that to make William out to be the hero by saying, no, I don't think that would be appropriate. Number one, you're not a dude. And number two, my wife is being treated for cancer. Gonna just let that go over your head, huh? That's okay. There's more where that come from. You wait. Um, yeah. Well, anyway, you guys, you see there? Some these things are very fluid. I don't always know what I'm gonna figure out. Sometimes I don't ever figure it out. But that one right there, that was a plant. Clearly a plant. And because that happened, you know who I looked up? You guys, okay, this is another test for how old are you? Do you guys remember Morgana, the kissing bandit? When that happened this weekend, my thoughts went to Morgana, the kissing bandit. Now, if you know who that is, you're old, 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 old. I mean, old. If you remember Morgana, the kissing bandit, that means you're getting a bit longer tooth. Yeah, because that happened, I actually started reminiscing about Morgana. Morgana would put Dolly Parton to shame. I'll just say that. She would put Dolly Parton to shame. Dolly Parton ain't got nothing on Morgana. Really? Well, huh. Well, look it up. Morgana, the kissing bandit. And by the way, you guys, Morgana was born in 1947 and she's still alive. She's still alive. After an illustrious career, she is still alive. So on the left is Harry, a decorated war hero. On the right, William, that not need, bald head, lurch looking Prince of Wales, big loser, failure, and short sighted panty waist. William, Prince of Wales. And of course, there's a couple of more headlines. Sussex is in Nigeria, Harry's military visit. All of this stuff was stewing over the weekend, and they decided, let's just wait till Monday. Let's just wait till Monday. We'll take all of the wind out of his sails, right? And so um, William lifts off, William Top Gun. All of this stuff was supposed to be so exciting that we were going to forget all about Princess Meghan and, of course, Prince Harry. This family also has used Kate to go after the Sussexes. They put Kate inside of a what do you call that? A camouflage outfit with some skinny Lululemon um, pants on, those Lululemon tights, and sent her out to do maneuvers, right? Embarrassing. All of this is embarrassing. And they just don't get how ridiculous this is. That's why that guy said, well, it's a ceremonial role. It's a ceremonial role. So from the very beginning, he let everybody know that William will have no authority over our maneuvers, over our training. He is just there to hand out medals. He's just there to represent us in the parades. That's it. And then, of course, Harry meeting with injured soldiers, veterans. Prince Harry, unwavering care and boundless compassion for wounded soldiers is nothing short of extraordinary. His genuine connection and empathy shines bright, and he tenderly interacts with wounded soldiers in Nigeria. Prince William was surprised uh, by the success of Prince Harry's Invictus Games, a degree of jealousy. That's a different article, by the way. He was surprised by the success. I don't doubt that. I'm pretty sure he was. And then I was just pulling random stuff out. This is embarrassing. Edward, who dropped out of the Marines or whatever he was in, he dropped out and never went back and decided to pursue his career of being a producer, an executive producer. It didn't last long. He made some documentaries. Wasn't bad, but it was easy. It was a documentary about the royal households, about the royal estates. And if you didn't see his name, you would have thought anybody had made it. Nothing to write home about. And who could forget this? Prince William's A-list welcome caught on camera. Well, after Harry had his Living Legends of Aviation, William decided to put on his big boy pants and go get Tom Cruise, the head of the Church of England and Scientology, the future head of William is going to be the future head of Scientology. William, the future head of the Church of Scientology and maybe the Church of England, goes and get his old buddy Tom Cruise so that he could show that he can draw Hollywood stars as well. Now, in case you don't know it, Tom Cruise is also the recipient of the Living Legends of Aviation. Harry's an Apache helicopter pilot. Tom Cruise just flies planes, right? Nothing wrong with that. I mean, he still knows how to fly. But the thing is, Harry has flown in combat, right? Harry, I think, is more entitled to that award than Tom Cruise. But to be fair, it does not depend on whether or not you're a decorated hero. It just means that you're a famous person who also happens to be a pilot or connected to the aviation industry, or you're connected to aviation or have been a pilot and now you're a famous person. Either or. That's all the qualifications necessary. But William was so jealous that he went and found Tom Cruise and had him come out to dinner with him for some contrived, made up event just so that he can compete with his brother. Am I seeing double? Am I seeing double? So Harry actually learned to fly the World War II Spitfire, which is an old prop plane that was used during a Second World War. Now, it was for an air show. Harry eventually did not fly in the air show because there was another pilot who had actually flown during the Second World War, and he flew on a Spitfire. And so Harry relinquished his seat. He voluntarily gave up his seat, even though he went through all that training, to a World War II pilot because the other plane in the air show had mechanical failures. So Harry was nice enough to step down and voluntarily give up that seat and what may have been a once in a lifetime opportunity for both men. He gave up his seat to the 90 whatever year old man who died not long after that. So that old man would have never had a chance to participate in another air show. That just goes to show you Harry's kindness and his thoughtfulness and his generosity. He trained to fly the plane and gave up his opportunity for someone who may never have another opportunity, which they did not. So that's what's different is that Harry is not posing in front of a Black Hawk. He got plenty of those. He's in front of and he's not even posing, he's just walking. But William, trying to compete with his brother, had to take a photo and post it in the tabloids. It's disturbing how out of touch they are. I wonder what the numbers are for those articles. I wonder if that helped the sales of any of the papers. And you know what else I'm wondering? I just had another one of my thoughts. Do you think that maybe because of all of that beautiful coverage, where is it? Do you think that maybe because of all of these glitzy photos and somewhat positive articles, do you think that they got a phone call from Kensington Palace saying how upset they were that Harry was getting so much good press? And maybe they told William, well, you know what? Just wait and we'll take care of you Monday when you and your dad get together. We'll take a picture of you in front of the helicopter. We'll take a picture of you walking with the other pilots. All of that stuff. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking outside the box. Maybe William was very upset and he called the Daily Mail and the Daily Mail said, just wait. We'll make sure that we give you the full star treatment Monday. Meaning ain't nobody gonna read it. Well, Blue Draws, I'm trying to sort it out. It may be right, maybe not. I mean, but if you look at it now, and listen, I know what Black Queen said. Don't give them any credit, but they had some great articles this weekend. They still have a little snark, no matter what. But they gave them the star treatment. Beautiful photos. As a matter of fact, the Daily Mail was hunting down videos. One of the squaddies even showed a picture where the Daily Mail was begging for them to let them use their video. And also, let me tell you something else that the squaddies did. You guys, I'm going to give you another reason to love the Sussex squad. Are you ready for this? The Sussex squad, some of the people in the squad begged the photographers, begged them, pleaded with them, the photographers in Nigeria, watermark your photos. Watermark your photos. So if the tabloids use your photos, you will get paid for them. And those photos of Harry put some money, or of Harry and Meghan, put a lot of money in the pockets of those photographers in Nigeria. Because I want you all to know something. Harry and Meghan did not allow the royal rota of any stripe to follow them. And that was backed up by the host country. You're not allowed, you're not allowed, and you're not allowed. People magazine, come on, come on. Where you from? Oh, you're from such and such Nigeria? Come on. So the Daily Mail had to scrounge around for the seconds, the sloppy seconds. So there is that positive thing that came out of it, is that they did have to pay those people. Well, in some cases, some of it, they probably still allegedly stole it, but they did pay for it. Let's see. Megan Jammin says Harry is giving off energy and Willie is giving off noodles. Amen to that. Thank you so much for your super chat. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. Oh, by the way, so William, on the left side, William decided that he would try to do something else to ruin Harry's momentum. Harry and Meghan went to Jamaica. Do you guys remember that? They went to Jamaica, you know, that place where William and Kate made such a fool of themselves, where they lost half the Commonwealth, that all expense paid vacation, where William and Kate, all they had to do was to just go down there and hang out for a little bit and then come back and, report to the Queen what a success it was. But instead, they went down there, and not only did they fall flat on their faces, not only did they lose half the Commonwealth, William came back with a very large invoice.
Yes, Prince. Trenchtown wants $245 billion. That's what Trenchtown wants. $345 billion. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. That's what Trenchtown wants. Yes. What do you mean?
Yeah, not only did William lose half the Commonwealth, he came home with a bill for $335 trillion. Yeah. Trenchtown man slipped him a bill. Said, listen, Prince, Trenchtown needs $335 billion. That's right. $335 billion. You get me? That just goes to show you how dumb he is. You go down there on an all expense paid vacation and come back with a bill that even his grandma couldn't cover. The Queen ain't got that much money. The Sultan of Brunei could not pay that. Now tell me that's not a dum-dum. So, okay. Harry and Meghan goes to Jamaica. They hang out with the prime minister, wholeness, like they, went to school together. Then William and Kate, the closest they got to the Marley family was posing with a Bob Marley statue. Harry and Meghan actually went to the premiere of One Love, and Harry all but sat in Rita's lap. I mean, he just went back there. He got on his knees. He was down on one knee, holding her hand and talking to her as only Harry could. A prince of the realm went to Bob Marley's widow and got down on one knee and just talked to her, showing her the utmost respect. They met before. When Harry went to Jamaica on his own royal tour years ago, they had got to be friends then. And he never forgot her. They never forgot him. He's like an extension of the family. William, not so much. They didn't want them two coming near them. So that's the difference. So, okay, Harry and Meghan go to Jamaica. William goes to an air ambulance gala. He goes to this gala function looking like he's been overserved. What is it? 3 sheets to the wind, whatever that expression is. He looked really bad that night. He looked really bad. No mention of Kate Middleton. He sat with some dark haired woman who I still don't know who that is. Um, but it was all very strange. And what do you think happened next? Does anybody remember what happened next? Anybody? I'll give you a second. Does anybody remember what happened next? I mean, you couldn't have planned it better than that. I mean, it's been such a busy year. You'd be forgiven if you forgot. But I remember. Yes, yes, yes. Checkmate. Checkmate. Touchdown. Touchdown. That's Prince freaking Harry. That's right. That's Prince freaking Harry. That's what happened next. Take that, Willie. And I mean to tell you, the Royal Rhoda, especially Angela Latrine, ooh, she was hot. They were so upset. They were so upset. They said everything they could to try to make it seem like he was some kind of sideshow act or something like that. But the truth is, the president of the NFL, who's friends with Prince Harry, who has done some volunteer work or something like that with Prince Harry, asked him for a favor. He wanted to make this year special. So he asked Harry, will you come and present the award? Sure. Sure. And so Prince Harry dominated the news cycle for 24 hours. And even after that, people were still talking about it. So not only is William out of his mind, he's certainly out of his league. He has picked the wrong prince to mess with. He really has. And the thing is, Harry don't even try. All he has to do is live his life. He doesn't even have to try. He just shows up. He can show up and be himself, and that's way more compelling than William pretending to be something that he's not. Let me see if I can find that. I just played that not long ago. But I have so many things saved from the weekend. I doubt if I'll find it. Oh, there it is.
Really one of the, give it up.
Thank you.
I mean, certainly the highest, off the field honor in the NFL.
Yeah.
And your whole family was at the NFL honors.
Yes.
And nobody knew. I was talking backstage. None of you knew. They had you there. Nobody tipped it.
No, it was very embarrassing. When I think about that moment, I told my mom, I told my wife, I was like, it's not happening.
And there's how many of you are in the running at that point?
There's 32 guys.
Right. So each team
gets a guy, and then we get up there, and everybody's got a great story. And so you're looking around, you're like, that guy deserves it. That guy deserves it. Never once did I think I deserved it.
Right.
So it was just an unbelievable moment. I watch it, and I'm watching Prince Harry go up there. I'm like, oh man, this is a big moment.
Yeah.
Prince Harry is about to announce the winner, and then I see the video package, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk. So I was not ready for that moment, and they didn't tell me I was gonna win, so I didn't have a speech ready. So I was just going off the dome, and It ended up turning out pretty good.
Yeah, it turned out great. There were multiple times, I believe, where you were like, Prince Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think if you had ever pictured winning that award, I don't think you would have pictured Prince Harry being the one who gave it to you.
No. And then like after you take these pictures and they're like portrait pictures. And so like it's like me and Prince Harry, like we're on prom or something. So it was very, very like euphoric where I was just like, I never thought I was gonna be in this situation at all.
Yeah. You were named Walter Payton Man of the Year, which is really one of the
Okay, so there you go. It's Prince freaking Harry. So like I say, you couldn't have planned anything better than that. Harry shows up, and what's more American that is, than American football? Well, baseball, but still, Harry won the day. And Willie Leaks, well, he disappeared into obscurity again. So, like I said, you couldn't have planned it better. Because it was Prince freaking Harry. Excuse me. I just had that slide the other day, and I don't know where it is. That came out a couple of days ago. So let me see. The church service was, what day was that? Okay, I went back too far. Oh yeah, I did go back too far. Well, never mind. But I wanted to show you those prom pictures. I thought that was the funniest way to describe it. Prom pictures. Hello, if you just joined us, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. It helps out the channel so much, and it doesn't cost you anything. Not a dime. So please subscribe. I remember how upset they were when Harry Harry and Meghan took that photo with the NATO people. Oh my God, that got ugly, didn't it? That got really ugly. Who does he think he is? Wait, I'll show you. There you go. They did not like that one. Harry and the chiefs of NATO and their families. So just think about it. So today, William did that little handoff with his dad. And, no disrespect to those families that they invited. But this situation, I'm sure Harry did not know going into Invictus that he and Meghan were going to be invited to take a photo like this. This was all very spontaneous. I'm looking for the big one. There you go. This was all very spontaneous. They did not see that coming. I guarantee you they didn't know that was going to happen. But next thing you know, the military chiefs showed up and they all went over to whatever stadium this is, and they took that big group shot. Everybody loves a winner. And everybody loves Prince freaking Harry. So to satisfy his ego, they put this cover on the Top Gun issue. Instead of Top Gun, Top Sun. Get it? The Maverick, Top Gun, Top Sun. Yeah, that's what they do. The Daily Mail, the Sun, all of the magazines, the newspapers, they will help William out with his fragile ego by giving him the mother of all covers, which means, guess what? They're not going to sell any magazines. They're not going to sell any newspapers. They're not going to get any clicks. Remember, they were trying to sell him as the sexiest man alive when he went to New York and Singapore. That didn't work either. You don't hear that anymore where they try to pass him off as being sexy. Remember when he said eggplant, aubergine, or eggplant? That was another thing that was planted when he went to that senior citizen pensioners in remember all those black pensioners in Cardiff, and he said, "Did somebody just pinch my bottom? Did somebody just squeeze my bottom? No, you big pervert. They have not touched you. Why are you asking a room full of old black women if somebody grabbed your behind?" But that was during that phase when they were still trying to pass him off as being sexy. See, they do that because they're trying to make TikTok viral moments. I don't know if you guys know this, but the whole point of that is to try to create a TikTok viral moment. That's why they keep having those very ill conceived, ill timed jokes. They're trying to appeal to the TikTokers. Oh, by the way, um, that was Harry and Meghan in Jamaica. And at the bottom, you can see space. See all that space? That's when Holiness said, "We're moving on. We're going to get rid of your daddy." No, actually, we're going to get rid of your grandma. Yeah, because the queen was still alive. Cambridge works just 20 hours a week. Now, before Meghan showed up, there was the invisible contract did not cover William. William got his own contract. When William sued and he took the payoff, allegedly, he was able to get a contract. Allegedly, the invisible contract. When Harry sued, they tried to pay him off and he wouldn't accept it. He wanted to expose them. He didn't get an invisible contract. I just want you to know that Harry is such a honest person. He is such an honorable man that all of this grief that he's going through for the sake of selling his soul and that of his family to the tabloids. Because if he would have done that, do understand, they would own Harry. They would try to take possession of those children. They would own him, but he wasn't for sale. They own William. William is bought and paid for. And if he knows what's good for him, he better do what they tell him. If they yank his chain, he had better bark because he's bought and paid for, allegedly. Prince William spends an average only 80 hours per month working as an air ambulance helicopter pilot. It has been emerged. It has emerged, rather. Richard Palmer, look at who wrote the article. Richard Palmer, who's always got it in for the Sussexes, he's the one that exposed them. Richard Palmer told the truth. Maybe that's why he don't have a job. Richard Palmer told the truth. And when they say 80 hours, that doesn't mean he's working for 80 hours. That means he's on call. He's on duty. Okay? That means he's on duty. That doesn't mean that he's actually up and down and back and forth. That means he's on duty. And for those 80 hours, it has been alleged that sometimes he just didn't show up because he's the future Prince of Wales. What exactly did you do to win these, Eddie? There must have been some major flag flying in your 1 month service in the Marines. They don't want Harry in the uniform, but they would put someone who dropped out of the military academy, they'll put him in the uniform. As a matter of fact, they put all of those people in uniforms. Prince Michael of Kent, he hasn't seen combat. The Duke of Kent, nay. Afro Annie, she wanted to. Trust me, she would want to, but no. Duke of York, sketchy. Falkland Island War, to be fair. Charles, no. William, no. Harry, yes. And yes again. But who is the one that is excluded from wearing a uniform? Harry. And there's the Queen proudly smiling while Harry was graduating from, what was it, Sandhurst? And of course, the Queen, her favorite grandson, she actually sent him to do it later on. He was able to go and do the same thing she did. But of course, he's not able to do that because, well, he chose his family over that institution. And there's the infamous interview where William tried everything he could, excuse me, to overtalk Harry. He tried everything he could to outflank, outmaneuver Harry. And it was embarrassing because anybody could tell that the reporters really wanted to talk to Harry. William had this rather snarky, smart mouth, nothing to contribute to the conversation. It was very cruel. And Harry did what he usually would do. He just looked the other way and pretend like it wasn't happening. But it was embarrassing. It was very, very embarrassing. And of course, I made this myself. The king and the future sovereign. Harry is a king. I don't care what anybody says. Harry is already a king. William, he'll be a sovereign, but he'll never be a king. A king is somebody who's respected. Someone you respect because you want to, not because you have to. But again, when they want to try to make him feel better, they'll cover up that bald spot, put him on a cover in a uniform, and pretend like he's done something courageous. As a matter of fact, any magazine that wants to get on his good side would do the same thing. See there? Anytime they try to build him up, they have to put him in a uniform to put him on the cover. Harry is the uniform, and the uniform is Harry. Plain and simple. Okay. This also happened. A Tale of Two Tours. Again, Rockstar Welcome in Nigeria versus the Pasties and Shovel in Cornwall. This was embarrassing. This is why I say, I bet you they got on the phone with the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail said, just sit tight. We'll take care of you Monday. We can't promise you anybody's going to read it, but we will take care of you. Royal tour begins. All smiles on tour. And of course, William let this slip today. While he was over getting his honor from his dad, he let slip something that proved a bit embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing, right? How did he let that slip out? No, seriously, that happened while he was there. He started taking a good look around him and he saw all of those people in uniform. And he just said, "Where can I find a pulled pork sandwich?" Surely you're not surprised, are you? I'm not surprised. Excuse me. Where can I find a good pulled pork sandwich? Here, love. Are there any decent pulled pork sandwiches around here? You know the kind I like. Yep. It's been that way for a while. A lot of people think it started on that trip to Poland, but I think it's been like that since Eton. I think when he went to Eton, it was like that. Eton, Sandhurst, all of that. There's pulled pork sandwiches all over the place. Okay. Gosh, I got a lot of slides today. You guys, it's almost 3 hours. Oh my goodness. How have I been on this long? How have I been on for 3 hours? Anyway, Pedo already talked about this. So next. Okay, I'm just kidding. The past year has been a canvas upon which I've dared to dream, painted my dreams, overcome obstacles, and forged new vistas. I felt the guiding hand of destiny time and time again. And by God, I will sculpt a legacy that inspires generations to come with the wisdom of something. And then over here it says yesterday and yesterday and the excitement of tomorrow. The previous year ended in a big note with a close meetup with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, huh? With a few other Diana. Oh, that's right. He won the Diana Award. Diana Award recipients representing other globally. The highlight of it was his comments about my project. Yeah, so he's a Diana Award recipient. Okay, next, I got to get out of here. This guy right here. Good God, it's been almost 3 hours. This is turning into a Meghan tour. Former royal correspondent Michael Coe reflects on Harry and Meghan's visit to Nigeria and their intentions behind the trip. He's so mad. Do you guys know how mad he is? Do you know how mad he is? Let me tell you how angry he is. He's so angry, he's turning into the guy from Pixar's Up. Yeah, he's turning into the guy from Up. You know you mad when you turn into a cartoon character. He is literally morphing into a cartoon character right in front of our eyes. Now, I would like to say he didn't have it coming, but F him, he got it coming. Yep, he has turned into a Pixar cartoon character. And this guy right here, Prince Harry, has served his punishment, and now it's time for the king and the country to forgive him, says Mark Dolan. Okay. Where's Black Queen at? Because I know she's finna get on my case. Now, you guys, Mark Dolan is the one that kept calling Meghan. What did he call her? It was a crude reference in regards to Yoko Ono. Oh, he was calling her Yoko Mono. Yoko Mono, which I thought was very sexist, very misogynist, because once again, they're making Meghan out to be the villain as though Harry doesn't have autonomy or license over his own life. Nothing could be further from the truth. Harry is his own person. But this is the second time that Mark Dolan, to my recollection, has said something sensible. He also said that if anything happens to Harry and Meghan while they're in the United Kingdom, that it would be Charles' fault. Now, I don't know what words he used, I don't recall, but oh, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had muted the mic. Oh, well, you missed it. Anyway, um, oh, what the hell? I'll tell you tomorrow. Next, okay. This is Air Peace. Air Peace. Air Peace is the airline that flew the Sussexes from what's that place? From Abuja to Lagos. That's the airline that the Sussexes used to go from Abuja to Lagos. And they have a modern fleet of planes, from what I could tell. And they are very proud of the fact that they were able to provide service for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. As you can see, there's one of their birds right there. And of course, that's when Meghan showed the new wrap dress that she was given, or skirt rather. And they're at the airport. And there you can see, I don't know who that is. And let me see. What an exciting weekend. Over the past few weeks, I collaborated with the Archwell Foundation to organize the event on women's leadership in Nigeria, co-hosted by Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and moderated by new auntie Mo Abudu. Next. That's it. I'm done. Ooh, good God, I'm done. All right, you guys. That's a wrap. I did not know that I would be on for 3 hours. That was not deliberate. Oh, sorry, you guys. That was not deliberate. I did not intend to do that. I don't know what I was talking about for 3 hours. Oh well. If you like me, you'll forget. All right, you guys. That's it. Love you. See you tomorrow. Our last word of the day is I can't believe I talked for 3 hours. Thank you, moderators, and thank you all for your very generous and thoughtful contributions to Royal Sussex. Good night. God bless. And I will see you. No bad energy. Show up, do good. La da 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 dee, la da 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 da. There once was a man from Nantucket. And see ya.